Coach Kellogg and the Minutemen?
You know, they've got three really good guards, Davis and Clark and Hines, who can all three score it. They can all three go off for big numbers. Davis has gone off for the biggest numbers this year, at 40 in a game against New Orleans earlier in the year. You know, they changed their defenses. They're going to press us, so we'll need to value the ball and handle the ball. But it'll be a good challenge up there on the road. I know they'll have a good crowd. They'll be excited and ready to go. They've got some real length, which has been something that we've struggled with a little bit. So we're going to need to finish better over length and be a little bit better around the rim, a little tougher around the rim.
Is there any concern about overly preparing against Hines? Trey Davis. I'm sorry, who's coming off a bad game.
Well, yeah, this isn't one of those teams that you can, most times you can shut down one or two guys. I mean, they've got 4 or 5 very capable, 3 or 4 really very capable guys to go off and score on you at any time. So we need to certainly do a good job on their main guys, but understand some of their secondary and tertiary guys can go off as well.
To get this road game before the 3-game homestand, is it an ideal situation for you when you are coming off a loss and trying to remind these guys of being focused and not getting caught up in winning so many games in a row, just keeping on the path?
I mean, this is the next game scheduled, so there's no ideal time to come off of a loss. But you just got to, tighten the screws, batten down the hatches, and get back to work. So, it's the next game on the schedule. It's the next game to be played. We'll go up there and give it our best shot.
Coach, kind of along those lines, is it one of those things, do you feel like you have to address avoiding the snowball effect coming off the loss, or is this a mature group of guys you really don't feel you have to do that with?
Well, I mean, we're not going to address it. We need to address the issues that caused us to lose. That's what we need to address. But, we're doing a lot of things right. We just got to do them a little bit better, and we need to clean up, a couple areas that have been, that we kind of been bailed out from while we were winning, really showed up glaringly on Saturday, and we need to get those areas improved, or we're going to have the same story again. But I don't worry about a snowballing with this team. We'll be ready to go. We've responded pretty well all year, we'll be ready to go on Thursday.
What was the response, and how were the guys kind of coming back into practice on Monday?
We haven't practiced yet.
Oh, yeah, all right.
We have to take, because we have 4 games in 8 days. We have to take 2 days off this week so we could have the proper spacing for our off days with the NCAA. So this afternoon will be the first time I've seen him.
Never mind that.
Good thought. Good.
What do you hope your players have been up to since?
Well, I've talked to them. It's not like I've never had any contact with them. I mean, I've talked to them. A bunch of them have been by the office. I've seen them. I mean, they know what we need to do. Yeah, it's not like we've been on an island or anything.
You mentioned that it's never good, never a good time to get a loss. But having that long winning streak, I guess it covers up some of the things that you had touched on coming up, talking to us after games. But to actually see it after that game on Saturday, kind of, I guess, put in perspective what Coach had been saying all along during this winning streak that we needed to.
I hope they take it like you just said it. That'd be great. Except not always that easy, Sean. But I hope that's how they take it. But yeah, I mean, we've had some deficiencies. Our offense has really been bailing us out. Our defense has been getting progressively worse, especially in the second half. Poor communication, some really, bad breakdowns. But our offense wasn't able to bail us out because our offense was just as bad, if not worse, on Saturday. We weren't sharing the ball. We weren't moving it side to side. We weren't getting it in the paint. We weren't doing the things that really help us. We've got to, we got to fix the issues on defense for sure, and we need to, get back to doing what we were doing on offense if we want to, win the next game.
You mentioned that offense struggling in the second half there. Jaquan was great to begin begin that second half, but it did seem like he was the one running the point, trying to score the ball consistently. How do you fix that where he's distributing and not always trying to?
We had 5 assists. I mean, he was good. He was fine. I mean, he was fine. I mean, I'm more worried about some of the shots we took were really, really poor shots, first side shots, non-paint touch shots. So when you do that, you don't give yourself a good enough chance to, we took 3 or 4 pull-up threes, which you got 0 chance to make, unless your buddy healed, I guess. But, but you got very little chance. So, we just didn't give ourselves enough cracks at it. It wasn't just him.
Is UMass as long as GW? Is their length?
They're not as long, but they've got some long players. I got a kid from Memphis who I really like, C.J. Anderson. He's a long kid. He plays some point for him. He's got like almost a 7-foot wingspan. Got some big kids down low, Space and Bergantino and some guys like that. So I mean, they're not as long as GW. GW is 6'6" at the 2, 6'8" at the 3. They're not quite that long, but they definitely have some length that can cause us some issues.
How do you prepare for that, especially with your guys underneath? Is it one of those things where you kind of adjust and take more shots from the outside, or do
you don't want to do that. You still got to put pressure on the rim. You've got to counter their length with your moves, and so we'll continue to work on that, continue to hone in on that, and we just got to get a little bit crisper with what we're doing down low.
Can going on the road kind of help this, with communication defensively and other things like that?
I
Since
don't
when you
know.
go out there, that's really all there is, just you guys to work with each other?
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, we can communicate. You should be able to communicate just as well at home as you can on the road. So we just need to communicate better, period. I don't care if we play in Germany. It doesn't matter. I mean, we just need to communicate better. So, we'll see. I'm not smart enough to analyze, the differences between the home and the road and all that sort of stuff. We just need to communicate better wherever we play and whoever we play.
The second half, I would say, the second half concerns defensively for you. Is it more frustrating now because we are so late into the season and it kind of pops up more so than not?
Yeah, we've got. We're holding teams to under 30 points a game in the first half. The second half, it's a little over 40. I mean, it's a dramatic difference. If we could get that down in the mid-30s, we'd be in business. But yeah, it's a problem. Maybe we're playing a couple guys a few too many minutes, but we've got to. We got to have guys who affect the game in multiple ways. We got some guys who are really good defensively who, don't give us a whole lot offensively. We got some guys who are really good offensively who maybe don't do what we need to do defensively. So we've got to, if we're going to be a good team, we've got to package that better than we've been packaging it with both groups of guys.
Responding's been strong for you guys this year, like especially in game. How big has Melvin been? How integral has he been in that ability to respond through leadership?
He's been great. His leadership's been great. He'll lead the guys today as we go through things and dissect things and move forward. And they really look to him. And without him, we'd be dire straits. But yeah, Melvin's been tremendous all season.
Was it easy for him to make that transition to be more of a, vocal leader? Because he wasn't like that the last couple of years because he had Trevion and Briante to kind of do that.
I don't think it's ever easy. It's not really his personality, so I don't think it's been easy for him. But he's done as good a job as we could have hoped for with his leadership and moving it in that direction. So our team really looks to him. He's our hardest worker. He's our best player. We're going to ride him the rest of the year. You got a thoroughbred or you got a donkey. You're going to ride the thoroughbred. So we're going to put our saddle on and see how far he can help take us. But we've got to do it within the framework of our team and of our group. But they understand how valuable he is. He commands respect just because of how he works and obviously is our, if you polled anybody, he'd be our best player this year. And you know, when your best player works hard and knows what's going on during the game and has a real good IQ, others tend to listen, and that's what's happened with our guys.
You still getting the guys coming by to watch film and kind of paying attention to the extra stuff?
Oh yeah, you gotta be even better now. You know, there's a difference between. This is what I've told the guy. You know, there's a difference between. You know, doing something and doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between me coming in here. All right, yeah, what are we gonna talk about? All right, hey guys, good to see you. What we got going on today, right? I mean, there's a big difference between that. So you got to do your detail. You can't. Oh, I'm gonna get my detail. I'm gonna knock that out. No, you got to do it. You got to do it. And so that's what we got to. Does that answer your question? Like, we got to get back to doing it, as opposed to, yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, we'll knock that out today. You know, it's your attitude on how you go about it, how you attack things. And so we've got to tighten the screws a little bit on that. You know, the door can still stay on the hinge, but it's a lot better door when the screws are tightened and the hinge is tight and, you know, swing open a little bit better. So we've got to tighten all that stuff back up. And, you know, it's natural. I think we had the third longest winning streak in the country. Us and Wichita both lost on the same day. We were 2 of the 3 undefeated teams in the league. I mean, it's not like the sky's falling. I mean, things have been pretty good for a month and a half, and we've just got to, you know, hone back in on a couple of those things. It's no good that you can't learn from winning every time, but sometimes it takes a loss. And like I said after the game, we'll respond the right way. We got good stuff. We got good stuff. We'll respond the right way. I'm not worried about that. But we got to get back to doing it.
More than just punching the time clock.
Yeah, you don't want to punch the time clock. You know, nobody's good at their job if they just punch the time clock. Like, you got to show up with energy, effort, enthusiasm, passion, excited to do that, like Tim does every day. Be real optimistic about things.
We gotta earn that change in the piggy bank then,
Huh?
We gotta earn that change.
Yeah, we'll get some more change in there. I mean, we'll continue to do the detail. I mean, without the details, without even trying to do them, you got no chance. You got no chance. But we gotta raise our level with that, for sure. That's something that we need to do, and we will do. Because 2/3 of the game's against you, so you gotta be able to push your 1/3 closest to 50%, so you can push over the hump. All right.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
See you guys. Sorry I was late.